Dan Dennis,
Codie!
welcome to the podcast.
Oh, it's good to be here, baby.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Oh, hello. Man, big dog. Hello.
We've got two cameras.
Whoa. No, I'll focus on this one.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
So, how you been?
I've been good, man.
Yeah.
I've had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a lot of socializing and a lot of downtime. It was perfect.
What was the socializing?
So I went to the Dolphins game on Thursday.
Nice.
And
Who are you going for, Dolphins?
Yeah, Dolphins, baby. I'm a member.
And they won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It was good. It was good to finally see them win this year. And then Friday night, couple of gigs around town.
Nice.
But I had to cycle everywhere, so that was
Oh, my
fun.
God. Why?
Oh, because it was a Broncos game was
Yeah.
on, which means there's no parking around here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it was just, well, let's go pushy power. It should only be about 20 minutes on bike, and I did it in about 12, which
Nice.
was...
I have this thing where whenever I see anyone cycling to work in the mornings, I assume they've got a DUI.
Oh,
Probably not healthy,
Yeah.
especially if it's a grown man in it's like tradie outfit.
yeah.
Because in my mind, tradies don't exercise they get enough exercise when they're working.
Yes,
if-
absolutely.
And maybe just I also associate tradies with drinking culture, which is probably wrong of me,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, he's done. This episode's never going up.
So, but you're big on cycling.
I love a pushy. I haven't ridden in like a year.
Yeah.
Despite me just saying I'm big on a pushy. Yeah, it was like it was about a year ago now. I almost got taken out by a car,
Wow.
and I was just at the time I was like, yeah, it was whatever. And then it was just like I just realized I was like, oh, I think that might have affected me a little. I haven't
Yes,
felt the need to go.
psychologically.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't felt the need to get on my bike since the time I almost got killed by a car.
Yeah,
Like,
I felt like my response just then, wow, maybe
Yeah.
it was too much. Because I think my response, wow, was probably if you did get taken out by a car.
Yeah.
Do you think I gave you too much then?
yeah. It was a little bit. Turn it down a bit,
Yeah,
mate.
okay.
We're colleagues, not friends. you know?
Yeah. Okay, but you're saying psychologically it did have quite a big effect on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
even though
was-
it didn't hit you.
Yeah, even though it didn't hit me. Well, it was kind of anyway, we don't need to go into it.
Yeah.
It's just weird to like be like I think the strangest part about that whole situation is realizing that your body has a desire to live.
Yeah.
Cuz like it just took control.
And in this context, it's taken control because subconsciously you've avoided cycling on the road again.
Yeah.
Would you ever get one of those little trainers and cycle on the spot?
Yes, absolutely. I can see that in the future. Oh, I wouldn't get a trainer. I'd get one that you can just attach your standard bike to.
Yeah, sure.
Cuz then it's less waste.
Yeah.
And
I
just
just find it boring. Do you reckon you could do it?
um
I think part of the joy of cycling, which I don't do, so I don't know why I'm endorsing it so much, is the scenery.
that is definitely part of it.
Yeah.
I think I could see it happening as just like a form of necessity.
Sure.
Of just particularly about to hit my 30s. There's probably some kids coming.
Yeah, nice.
Due to my active sex life. And no. But it's just kind of like, oh, you can't really go out for a 2-hour bike ride if you got a young kid. But
Yeah,
like,
true. Yep,
yeah.
you can supervise from the lounge room.
Yeah.
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 And you're
Guys, don't make me get off my stationary bike.
you're big on
You're not gonna like it.
because you did triathlons a few years ago too, didn't you?
Yeah.
And your sister's really into it too.
She does marathons.
Okay.
She does a lot of marathon running.
Yeah.
She's crazy. I'm not. I just did sprints.
You prefer cycling over running
Yeah.
and both of those things over swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's easy cycling because I think we might have talked about this, but how the most inactive mode of transport for humans is walking and running.
Sure. I'd argue swimming. Swimming, potentially.
Swimming. Yeah. Yeah, probably swimming. Yeah, swimming's actually, you're right. Yeah, we don't have the gills or the fins for it. Or maybe it's like land creatures, of any land creatures, like the most ineffective form is humans walking or running. And the most effective form of land creature movement is a human on a bike.
Yep.
So it's like when you're doing a sprint try, like you're just exhausted from swimming, which as we've previously asserted is the hardest thing, the most inconvenient way to get around, particularly on dry land.
Yeah.
And but when you do the bike, you just like
Already effed.
you're already effed,
Yeah.
but you just gain it all back. And like
Yeah.
you're going full pelt, but you gain energy by the end of it.
Yeah, okay. That's how I feel about like parkrun photos. Why do they take, you and I are a little bit into parkrun. I haven't for
Yeah.
a few years now, but Why don't they take photos at the start of the parkrun?
Yeah, please.
Why have they got to take it at the end
Yeah,
when you're absolutely effed and sweaty and gross?
Yeah, what they need to do is they need to look at where people are starting. If you're in like the mid-pace, finishing around the 30-minute mark, take a photo right at the start, please. As I'm crossing the line at the start is when I want my finisher photo taken.
Yeah, I just realised why they don't do that though. Everyone's running together.
Yeah.
Everyone's more spread out towards the end.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Yeah, myth busted.
You've been running lately? I've been following you on Strava heaps.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of running. I'm really enjoying it. My current area is pretty difficult for running because it's all hills. But occasionally I've been finding it better just to drive down to UQ.
Beautiful down there.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's like a dirt track, isn't it? Along the water?
Yeah, it's so nice. So I do about 5Ks there in anywhere between 30, 35 minutes, which is good.
Nice.
And then, I did one park run. I've been back. I've done a park run. I need to do some more. I like it. It's fun.
I like
it's social.
the community
it's free.
feeling.
Yeah.
But now I've got a kid.
Oh, so you got to push a pram.
Yeah, and he doesn't wake up early. I've always wanted to be that dad pushing the pram.
Yeah.
Like I'd never want to ever run a dog at parkrun.
It seems like the worst. Yeah.
But I would totally love to be one of those dads, but I don't want to wake my son up to take him to parkrun.
Hey, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, I need to take it.
Yeah.
Just like recently divorced dad of a child. Just like, hey, man, I'm actually going to need you to get in the pram. It's going to help a lot with the
That's
women.
Funny.
Yeah. Just like huge dad bod, you still have the 6-inch running shorts with like the huge inseam.
You do a podcast of your own, don't you?
I mean, it's still up. I haven't done it in forever.
When was the last episode you did?
I don't know, but it was with Josh Spyro.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been about maybe a year ago, maybe more. Let's find out. Let's have a look-see.
Josh Spyro, okay, yeah. I didn't realise he'd done one of those, so I'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, he
Recent winner of the Queensland Raw Championships.
Yes.
Championships? I don't know if anyone's ever said championships for comedy.
Yeah, he's the champion comedy. Oh, no, it was less than a year. It was 21st of June, 2024. There you go.
Nice. And where do you do that? At your house? Or?
Yeah, I've just been doing it in my house. So I don't nearly have a beautiful studio set up like this.
And it's called Tax Deductible
Gamer.
Nice.
Yeah, so the point of it was to do a podcast purely for tax reasons. And I just never got around to doing the tax stuff.
Nice.
I just felt so compelled to keep up to date with video games. And it's never been my favorite thing. It was just probably the most expensive pastime I had.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm one of those people though. Whenever I go out to lunch with like anyone, comedy in the comedy world, like, oh, you should keep the receipt. I'm like, I'm not going to keep the receipt. You're not going to $20.
Yeah,
like I'm
not. Who the fuck's going to keep a receipt?
Yeah. But also
probably successful people.
Yeah,
probably people who can do this part time.
You kind of wonder who, at what point, like there's people in our community that have had some recent success.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know like when do you start keeping receipts?
At
what point do you have to earn from comedy to go, no, maybe I'll take it more serious?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing that I thought was the most, I might keep a receipt for this, is there was I can't remember which party promised it, but they were suggesting for small businesses that business lunches are tax deductible. And like
Fringe benefits or something.
Yeah, something like that. And you're like, can anyone with an ABN take advantage of this? Like, does this just mean all of my work lunches for comedy?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I got in trouble not in trouble, but like I was working down the road in this office setting and I kept taking people out for lunch or breakfast and stuff. And I won't sort of say where it was, but they sort of, the accounts guy sort of pulled me aside and said, look, because I had a budget, like I wasn't going splurging.
Yeah.
But most of my budget I decided to spend on
coffee.
And he's like, coffees are fine, a couple of drinks is fine. Lunches a few times a week, probably,
too much.
ATO don't like it. So it's blurred lines.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, come on, man. If you're gonna get a lunch on the business, maybe not the caviar, not the lobster.
These were not like inappropriate. Like, there were clients, always clients.
Yeah.
But no.
Just the idea of you getting a frog wild. Just like the beach, just something you could never justify. You're like, I got a baked Alaska. It was kind of...
But it wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had was it beef tartare? Just, no, I had a low-end beef tartare recently. I just put some soy sauce on Coles mince, and it was great.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, why'd you spend $80 on this when you could just go down to your local deli?
I don't know what those words are. So you go to fancier restaurants than me.
You don't know about beef tartare?
I know
Tartare?
what tartare means. Is that like a sauce for fish and chips?
Yeah, so
Tartare sauce?
tartare sauce. No, beef. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's the word for the history of the ancestry of a word. What's that called?
Origin?
Origin. Yeah, we'll just say origin. There's a bigger word for it. There's an ology at the end.
You couldn't have given me that. You could have just been like, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry. But I didn't want your comment sections to be a little. I was like, oh, you
couldn't even
fucking
think of the
idiots.
word origin.
But yeah, it's just raw meat.
Yeah.
That's all it's like sashimi, but for beef.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Is this where you thought this podcast was going?
I'm conscious that I'm not wanting to interrogate you.
You can interrogate me. Go for it.
We're kind of almost at that moment of the podcast where we start to pull out some things from the bucket.
Oh,
The hat.
Oh, okay, that's
Did I
the
tell you
bucket.
about it?
Yeah, you did tell
yeah.
me about it. I just thought you just weren't wearing your hat, and I was like, oh, should I be taking my hat off? Is Codie not?
How long have you and I known each other for?
When did you start comedy?
6 years ago.
Then I would say 6 years.
Yeah. I feel like we went for a parkrun pretty early on in that.
Yeah.
I feel like we've mostly grown close to the last couple of years, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Because the thing, you were around, and then COVID happened. Because you were still relatively new when everything shut down. And then I remember just not seeing you for like 12 months.
Yeah.
And you just got so much fucking better.
Thank you. That's really sweet of you.
Yeah. And now you're.
So that's what it was.
Yeah. No.
You keep people at arm's distance.
So it's like,
until
finally, I finally hit some competition.
I do wonder if there is people like that. Not necessarily that's a bad thing, but like certainly I think people that have been in the scene for a long time know I don't know, the word is nutrition rate. I don't know.
The turnover rate or something.
Yeah, they know how higher turnover it is. So they're like, I'm not going to get close with this person. They're going to stop it in.
Yeah, they will stop. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be gone.
So there's people that in the beginning I feel like didn't actively didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And now I feel like we're very close. Not you and me necessarily. Other people.
Other people.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you and I aren't very close? Or? We're close enough. I've seen you in your running gear.
Yeah.
I've seen the outline.
You and I have very similar running speed as well, which I think was nice.
Yes.
Like we ran together.
Yeah, it was good.
I feel like often like running with Finbar, he's fucking...
He ran all the way to Canada.
Yeah.
That bus. I remember he showed up hungover and then just completely outpaced us.
He was a very good cross-country runner in school though.
Do you know that?
He told me that. I actually did used to coach. What?
That's so funny for someone as an I was like, I was pretty good at cross country in school. No one cares about that sport, man. Like,
but it's funny though because he actually was a student when I was coaching swimming at his school. I never coached him because he was not a swimmer per se.
Yeah, he was long distance runner, not long distance swimmer.
But that's funny to me to think about when I first met him. I used to coach his friends.
Oh wow!
But when I'm hanging out with him, I feel like we're friends.
Yeah.
That's a weird concept, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Okay, so you've shaken it up.
You get to be the first pick because you're the guest.
Okay.
Just one.
Don't
be greedy.
Okay. Let's see. What have we got here? Oh, this should be fun. Music.
Oh yeah. Well, you were singing a little beat when you got here, and I was going to ask you what it was.
What song was I singing?
I can't remember.
Do you remember? I have no idea, man. My brain goes too far. I love music though.
Yeah.
Do we just get to talk about anything with music? Yeah. It was one of the things that I made a conscious decision a couple of years ago was that I didn't want to be someone who just got older and stopped finding new music in their early 20s.
Yeah.
So I think, the last couple of years, I've just like really gone out of my way to always stay on top of local acts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you actually like the trends. You're not forcing yourself to enjoy it. Yeah.
No. And like something I do every week, I listen to 4ZZZ's album of the week, so the local indie radio station, so I can learn about new local music.
Do you go to music gigs very often?
Yeah, kind of. I used to go to a lot more, probably around 2022, 2023. I was going to a lot more of the international acts after they came back.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to limit my shows to around the $20, $30 mark.
Yeah, sure.
Which is, that's probably,
people,
newer people.
Established, yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably going to get pushed to probably $40 with, the way things are. But yeah, no, it's fucking incredible. Some of it's also led to some very strange situations where I didn't realize I was the anomaly in the fan.
Yeah.
There's two stories. One of them, I'll tell you this one. This is, no, I know which way I'll tell. How many stories do I get?
Oh, indefinite. If you spend a lot of time on music, we'll just do short amounts of time on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll tell you two things. Okay, so one of them was a couple of years. So it would have been 2022, 2020. Yeah, 2022, I got really into Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers. Great band name, incredible all-girl band from
genre?
Canberra. A little bit rocky, a little bit punky, just very fun stuff. And when I was so excited to see them when they finally came to Brisbane. After I'd gotten into them, and they were playing at the Triffid, and I got there, and I found out I was the oldest person there by about a decade, and I was also the only man there who wasn't someone's dad. Yeah, it was like really funny. It felt like they were going to put like the what do you call it, like the wristband around my ankle. Yeah, like, I just like lock up this pedophile. What the fuck's are you doing here? So I do occasionally just find myself in rooms where I'm definitely the anomaly.
Yeah. Does that surprise you by the demographic that liked that music as well? Or looking back, you're like, oh no, that makes a lot of sense actually.
It kind of, looking back, it makes a lot of sense. I kind of thought it would have been a more even split between. I definitely thought I'd be a little bit older than a lot of other fans because like that's just the nature of going to emerging acts.
I had a similar experience, Creedance Clearwater Revival, John Fogarty.
Yep.
But I was the youngest one by about 40 years.
Great.
Yeah, and it was not a. It was
So you were the only one dancing?
Yeah. Well, that's you joke about that, but that really upset me a little bit because I went 15 years ago, and I was expecting to be dancing and stuff, and everyone was sitting down. And it was a bit depressing.
Oh, was that like the musical or something?
No, it wasn't a musical. Just the demographic. They needed to sit down. It was at the Rod Laver Arena because I was living in Melbourne when I was swimming at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh, this is a bit shit.
Yeah. So, I feel going to dance.
Because I look at the videos and everyone's dancing, but the videos are like 40 years old.
Ah, fuck.
But anyway,
sorry, man.
What was your second story?
Okay, so the second story it's a very fun one. So late 2021, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I discovered it showed me a video of a new kind of indie artist from the States called Chapel Roan, who is now massive everywhere. And it was the Pink Pony Club had just been released. And I was like, oh, this is really good. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I kind of got a bit into Chapel Roan around 2021. In 2023, I get an email from one of those. I'm not sure if you get it. Do you use Spotify?
Yeah, inconsistently, not the paid one. So,
okay. Yeah. So I got an email from Spotify. They do this whenever you're like a big listener to say that an artist is coming out. But this time she had released the Rise and Fall of a mid-northwestern princess. I've forgotten the name. People are going to kill me in the comments. And they're like, hey, you are in the top 0.01% of Chapel Roan fans in Australia. She's coming to the country. Here is a pre-order. You can buy tickets before anyone else. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go see it. There's like a couple of songs. Like I was a big fan of like that.
So they could see you've listened to it more than most other
anyone.
People. Yeah.
I also need to stress I was not listening to it that much. it was making like my Spotify Wrapped, but it might have been around the 50 mark or something.
Sure. Yeah.
And
so you were implying that no one was really
kind of. That was kind of. I was like, that's strange. Yeah. Considering I might listen to her music like once or twice a week. And it was really only Pink Pony Club and Red Wine Supernova were the two big tracks I was listening to. And what's the one? Knee Deep in the Passenger Seat. Casual was the other one. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll go see Chapel Roan live. Like this would be great. It's also very funny. I was listening to her so long that no one corrected me. I was just calling her Chappelle Roan for like 3 years, and then she blew up, and I found out I've been saying it wrong for 3 years. God. And then I was like, $90. I'm not spending $90 to go see Chapel Roan. Like, no, I'm not. If I'm not doing that, who the fuck is doing this? She might, and then she kind of got a little bit big in between then and the tour, and now she's the biggest artist in the world.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so you didn't see her?
I didn't see her. I was like, fuck, I should have gone and seen her. Like, I'm not seeing her now. Like, when she comes back now, it'll be an arena tour.
Yeah, and $200 tickets. Yeah,
pretty much.
If it's any consolation, I've never heard of them.
What? You'd know Hot to Go.
Nah, sing a little bit. I'd actually maybe don't, because I think I have to pay for the rights.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll sing a parody. P-O-T-A-T-O, that is how you spell potato. T-O-M-A-T-O.
You're probably doing a better job than her, though, so that's probably why I don't recognise it.
Okay, great. Yeah. That's crazy that you don't.
Just last thing on music, I used to go to school with Zoe from Cub Sport.
Really?
Or Club Sport. Is it Cub or Club? Actually,
I think
say
it's Cub Sport
with Zoe, but I'm pretty sure half the band went to that same school.
Yeah.
But the two boys were in the grade above me. Zoe was in my grade.
Oh, hell yeah.
So anyway, that's cool.
That's a fun band.
I don't think I ever talked to her, but it's cool to brag about.
Yeah.
Holidays is my topic.
Oh, wow. We're in the midst.
You got any cool holidays coming up, overseas or otherwise?
No.
You ever been overseas?
Yeah, I have been overseas.
Your brother lives over there, right?
Yeah, I've never been over to see him in Germany. It's that's expensive to get there.
Yeah.
I'd have to really rein in my beer drinking.
Ironically, they love it over there.
Yeah. No, I went to Japan last year for 10 days, just like a little solo holiday.
Nice. I didn't know about that. Did you post photos?
Yeah.
Did you go with your partner?
No.
Why didn't they go?
They were in the midst of uni.
Okay.
And it was just it just wasn't something that was going to happen. And it was one of those things that I'd constantly be like, yeah, I'll go to Japan one day. I'll go to Japan one day. And then COVID happened. And then...
Were flights and stuff cheap? Because I feel like half my Facebook friends were in Japan recently.
Yeah. So pretty regularly, Jetstar will do a very good deal of either like half price or buy a ticket one way, will fly you back.
Yeah, wow.
So I think my ticket was all up 700 return.
Nice. That's pretty good.
And that was like, it could have been cheaper if I didn't take check luggage, but of course I'm taking check luggage. Like I got weird little trinkets to purchase.
I'd love to go to Japan. Did you ski?
No. I went during May, which is their summer. And I was like, Bika, it's really hot. And I'm like, okay.
Was it hot?
It was one of the most uncomfortable heats I've ever experienced.
Do you have a good time or not really?
I had an incredible time.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good. It's such an amazing place. But it was also weird because like it's really hot during the day and then I was getting to like sub-20s needing a jacket at night.
Yeah. I just like Japanese food as well. I think I'd really love it.
There's a lot of it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Japanese
Part
food.
of me though wonders if I go to a place like that, if I will learn that I actually like the Australian version of Japanese food.
Nah.
The Japanese version.
I reckon the Japanese. Yeah, I reckon all of the ramen I had. I also researched where to go get ramen. I can give you like a Google Map link.
I'm not that big on ramen, to be honest.
Oh well, you should go to Japan and try the ramen there. One of the nicest ramens I had was in Kyoto. It was a smoked mackerel one. And that was fucking delicious. It was just like, the fish was incredible. Like, it was a nice clear broth, so it was pretty light.
How did you go with, like, being on your own and with your own thoughts? You're cool with that?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you listen to podcasts and stuff, heaps?
Yeah, I listen to some podcasts or I'll just walk around. Yeah. And just, like, not listen to anything, just hang out in the street.
I think I need other people around me. Yeah. Just all the time.
Yeah, but there's lots of people there, Codie. They just want to know you.
Or understand me.
Yeah.
Although a lot of them can speak English over there. Hey?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, I don't know any Japanese.
Yeah.
But if you go, you'll get to experience the very fun thing that I got to experience because we are men of similar builds. Which is if you go to the theme...
looks at you.
Yeah. No, well, there's that. But also if you go to the theme park, which one of the main reasons I wanted to go was for Super Mario World at Universal Studios in Osaka.
Yeah.
And because it's a theme park built in Japan... It's kind of built for Japanese builds.
Yeah.
And so every time before you go on a ride, you get to experience the greatest thing, which is being put in the how fat are you chair.
Oh, my God.
And they just try as hard as they can to make sure you are not too fat to get
Were you allowed to go on the rides?
I was allowed to go on pretty much. There was only like 2 rides I couldn't go on. And there were also the rides with the longest wait time. So I was whatever.
It's interesting, though, because they've got so many wrestlers over there. It's quite big in that community.
Yeah.
Culture.
And community. Yeah, that country even.
Yeah. So they're not allowed to go on rides?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, wow.
But like it's
so discriminatory.
Yeah, but it's also just one of those, it was hilarious just watching the most famously polite people of Japan
stumble around
the fact that I might be too fat to ride
so
it.
Funny,
like, it's so funny.
Did they do that for each ride as well? Was there
if someone spots you and they're like, oh, I reckon.
And you're like, oh, I already did that today. And they're like, no, you got to do it for this. This ride's different.
Yeah.
That would be humiliating.
No,
One time I could do it.
Yeah.
But by the 3rd time they see if I'm too fat for a ride, I think that would be enough for me.
My favorite one was I did a ride And then I had a fast pass for it right afterwards. And I was like, I'm doing that ride again. That's incredible. And I go back and do it. So I literally hopped off the ride and then just did a U-turn to get back in. And then they spotted me and they're like, nah, man, you got to get tested. I was like, I legitimately just did this ride. And like, well, we got to test you again.
That's pretty funny.
I was like, fucking hell. But anyway, it's really fun.
I went on a holiday recently to Newcastle with my wife and child, and that was fun.
That's good.
I did comedy there.
I was going to say, are you planning holidays around doing interstate stuff?
I definitely do that, which my wife loves.
She's just like, hey, man, can you do like Vegas or something?
But it was kind of nice though, because even though it was for comedy, we made it a road trip and we stopped at like Woolgoolga Beach north of Coffs Harbour, and then, why am I picking? You're the guest. You get to pick the food. And then stayed at Yamba on the way home as well.
Oh, great.
So that was sick.
Okay.
And Newcastle's beautiful. It's unbelievable.
I've never been. Yeah. No. I need to hit up. Isn't Elliot still booking that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sweet.
think he's part owner.
Oh, excellent. Oh, no. What are we going to say about New Zealand?
New Zealand. Have you been to New Zealand?
I've not been to New Zealand.
All right. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Yeah. I've been to New Zealand a few times. I used to go for swimming mainly.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but I prefer, actually, is that really?
What?
I prefer, New Zealand's beautiful.
Yeah, what are you saying about the
Am I going to
brownish?
say something offensive? I don't know if I like going to New Zealand that much. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you're allowed to say that. What is this? You
I don't know.
You seem so scared of saying.
It's basically Australia, I reckon.
Okay.
With a few extra sheep.
Yep.
Very similar landscape to Tasmania.
Love Tassie.
Yeah, slightly different accents, I've noticed.
Yeah. What, the Tasmanians or the Kiwis?
What? So you've never been?
No, I've never been.
I went there on my honeymoon, which was a good experience.
Yeah, great time to
I think I love the South Island, just not a fan of the North Island.
Okay, what was the big difference?
South Island's tropical and beautiful.
Okay.
North Island is basically just Australia.
Oh, okay.
Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that, man. I'm not. No one's coming for you on saying that they are technically in our constitution.
Yeah, cool.
Or whatever Australia. Are you aware
Imagine
of that?
being that like politically scared to like this different state.
Yeah.
About, like, I don't know, South Australians. Like,
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Adelaide?
Ooh, shit. I was going to say Adelaide. One of the things, Kyoto was my favorite place in Japan. And the strangest thing about it is that it reminded me so much of Adelaide, but without any of the flaws. Like,
What are the flaws?
Of Adelaide? Yeah. Go to Kyoto. It's just like, you're just not aware. Like, Adelaide's always a very nice place to go to. And then you go to Kyoto and you're like, this reminds me of Adelaide, but if they perfected it. Yeah. And I didn't realize.
I do actually like Adelaide. Glenelg Beach is beautiful.
Yeah. But New Zealand.
That's all I can think of. Adelaide.
Talking New Zealand, she's the tropical. Oh, no. And then I was going to mention, are you aware about the original, like, what's that? 1901. What was that? Federation. In our Federation documents, New Zealand has a clause because, like, we don't want to become part of Australia at the time of Federation. But there's like a clause in that document that says at any point in time they can just rejoin.
Oh, okay.
And like,
I didn't realize they were part of Australia at one point.
No. So they weren't part of Australia. Okay. It was just setting up all the different British colonies together.
Yeah, sure.
And it's kind of the way it's written. It just kind of seems like if New Zealand just goes and we're going to be part of Australia now, there's no real.
Yeah, we don't get to decide.
Yeah. It's just like, well, 1901, baby, we're still in it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a camper van and we went from Queenstown. We spent a week in Queenstown.
Yeah.
And then got a camper van and drove to Wellington.
Okay.
That was pretty good, actually. I don't know why I was slagging it off so much. I actually love New Zealand.
Yeah. You've really turned around here.
The honeymoon was incredible. I think I was thinking because
what was that text message? They're like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
from Adina. Sorry, what's her name?
What?
What's the Adina president's name? Prime Minister of New Zealand?
I don't know. They got a new
Would've
Prime
been
Minister.
Funny, Jacinta.
Oh, you're thinking Jacinta, ex-Prime Minister.
That would have been funny if I didn't fuck up her name.
Yeah.
Jacinta sent me a text message.
Yeah. Former Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Anyway, so yeah, I think I associated it with the North Island because I swam there a lot when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
But the South Island is just...
I mean, I imagine a country would be much nicer to go to if you weren't going there for like a semi-competitive sporting event.
That's true.
Like... Because what was this like Australia? Were you racing for Australia or Queensland?
Just myself.
Just yourself.
And I happen to be Australian.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were one of the independent nations.
Yeah, it was an ocean swimming series actually. And,
fuck that. In New Zealand?
Like $1,000 or $2,000 up for grabs each time. So it's kind of...
That's fucked.
Pretty fun.
Who made you do that?
No one made me.
No one made you do that?
It was a choice.
That was a choice you made.
Fun, actually.
Why were your parents okay with that? You did. I mean, you were just such a low cost kid.
One time I swam in the San Francisco Bay, and I think that is more terrifying than anywhere in New Zealand. Because I think there were like sharks and seals and shit in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say San Francisco Bay would be rough because that'd be like swimming through Sydney Harbour
and freezing.
Yeah,
and we weren't allowed to wear wetsuits. We had to wear like dick togs, just the bathers,
Oh, great.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Sorry for dominating this podcast.
No, that's okay. It's your podcast, and this has been great.
Thank you for joining me.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Did you? What do you think we should call this podcast?
I
haven't got a name for it yet.
Catch up with Codie. Codie's catch ups.
Codie's catch ups.
Yeah.
I like it.
Codie's catch up with codes.
Tomato sauce. Codie's tomato sauce.
Yeah. All sauce, no snag.
Nice.
No, I don't know.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.